Hello and welcome back to part 2 of the A to Z video games with me and my special guest Matt Edmonds. We left on the letter D.
D.
We were going to try and get to M, but
we'd hope we get to M. We lied out of our arse on that one.
We are now on letter E.
We're on E. So we got to D and we were just gone through everything for...
I've literally got nothing for E, but I've got an honourable mention because...
What have you got?
It was Game of the Year, Elden Ring.
Ah, no, I haven't even put that down. What's it like? Any good?
Oh, apparently it's Game of the Year last year.
So it's got to be semi-decent.
It's got... I think it's like that Bloodborne, like we were talking about in the first episode. The Bloodborne, the Dark Souls, that type of game.
Well, ask them.
I don't know what you class that as, because obviously, you know, like, you've got FPS, it's first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Are they...
I looked at it and thought it was
RR...
along the lines
like
of an RPG kind of thing. But I don't know. We haven't played it. If you've played it, let us know.
I think it's apparently supposed to be really good, but I think it's got its own market sort of thing. Like, if you're not into that...
It looks like, but it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good from, like, with the other... With D, like, it was that... I think you might have actually mentioned it, the Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that looks good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the gameplay is any good. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think a lot of them are in that kind of... There's a couple of them that I'll mention because they're not my kind of game. Maybe I'll find one that I'll play and I'll like, but never say no. But for E, I've got a couple of things that are really retro because there wasn't anything really for E that have played that's in my collection. I'm sure there's loads of games that begin with E. I just don't have them.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on Elder Scrolls? Skyrim.
I class that as an S.
How?
Because to me it's just called Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Yeah. Not Elder Scrolls.
Yeah,
Skyrim.
right, okay.
So I've got that on here.
All right, do you want to do that then?
Yeah.
We'll do that then.
Well, you can talk about the one before it. Was it Oblivion? But that's O.
Is it Oblivion? What's the last one? Morrowind something. Fat P? I don't know.
I don't know. Elder Scrolls. M, do you say?
Morrowind.
Morrowind. There you go.
Elder Scrolls is one of those things that a load of my mates have said, you'll love it, Matt. Download it, play it. Downloaded it and have never touched it because I'm not at home.
Oh, well, you've not played Skyrim?
I'm not playing. No. I just don't have the time. I'll be at home for about an hour.
Oh my god.
I'll be at home for about an hour and then work or whatever.
It's like Game of Thrones, but video game.
Okay. All right then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything goes on in that game. It's amazing.
Oh right, I'm gonna have to try that.
So you start off the game and you have to pick what type of character you want to be. So it's like a human, or they call them a Nord. You can be like this, like they're basically all the different characters have like weaknesses and like strengths.
Yeah.
So like a Nord won't be as good for like for I don't know, whatever, like magic or like a mage or whatever. It will tell you all when you start the game, but once you pick that, you literally like can adapt and actually the weaknesses you can work on and become like get them better.
Yeah.
So like you can start off really well in just one department or like be like good across the board, but like not really strong in any department.
Right. Okay.
So it's a really good like character.
That's very Warhammer-y, nearly. Actually.
Yeah.
It's very, very fantasy. Actually.
Oh yeah, it's 100%.
I'm going to have to have a look-see at that. I have downloaded it. When I get a chance to do it, I'll do it. It's just a matter of finding... Again,
the music is kick-ass as well.
Oh, is it like the whole experience is good?
It's the whole story is that you're like this isn't really a spoiler, but your character, whatever character you pick, you're dragonborn. So it basically means you've got some sort of ability to fight dragons, and you have like dragon blood in you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is there a specific end game to it?
Yeah, there is. There's a main story. It's like GTA, like main story, but there's really good side quests, and some of them side quests are better than the main game, like in parts.
See, I haven't had enough time to sit there and set it.
Like when we talk about all these games, like I'm talking of past, like you're talking of the past.
Yeah.
All these games.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I'm not playing these now.
No. I just with
work, with gym, with walking, whatever, doing this.
Gym? What the bloody hell's gym?
Gym. It's a G, not a J. It's GYM.
What's that then? What's that? Anyway, I haven't had enough time to like go into it where I've downloaded it and go, right, I want my character to do this. I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no, that process literally, you pick the character, put your name in, done.
Right, okay.
It's not like,
right.
Put their height,
I'm thinking of like a
put
D&D
their colour,
kind of...
put their hairstyle, put everything. No.
See, I remember when we did D&D, we were starting going through it of like how my character was, what it could do, rolling for strength, rolling for what's it, and everything.
I've never done D&D.
You'd probably like D&D because it's very, very much by the sound of it like that. I think you'd like it a lot. But
I feel like I need people, sort of like when you get into playing poker, you need loads of people that have played the game to teach you the game.
It was a group of us. It was fun. It was great fun. I just started again. But E for me is really a bit of a backward look. Earthworm Jim.
Side scroller game.
Side scroller game. So basically, he's a normal worm.
Right.
And then this spacesuit.
Is he from the West Country?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a Cornish worm. And basically, this spacesuit falls to Earth, and he crawls into it and becomes Earthworm Jim to find this princess. It's a brilliant.
Fair enough.
It's a silly game, but it's brilliant. That's something like 1994, I think. I've got it. And Echo the Dolphin.
Oh,
Echo the Dolphin.
That's a Sega game, isn't it?
Yes.
I think
Mega Drive.
Guy at my work, James, his name is. I think he has literally played that game a load because I think we were talking about old games, and he said like when he was like younger, he would play Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah. Time to Time.
That was 1992.
There you are.
Look how cool that Sega game.
That
It was
was
like
Genesis.
like Terminator, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like Cyberdyne, looking, doesn't it?
Mega Drive Genesis by Cyberdyne Industries.
Well, you kick the wrong stone and like it'll change the
And start off Judgment Day.
Yeah. Speaking of Judgment, no joke. Anything else with the E's?
That's all I got for E, because
F, obviously, as we said in the last video, I had FIFA, and obviously.
Yeah, now I put FIFA down.
If I'm going for the most amount of hours I put into a game, FIFA's number one for me.
Purely because of how much you enjoy it, or because
It's
you
just
feel
got so much
crap
play.
and that's the length of the game?
It's just got so much playability. Literally, you do one season, you do another season, you play Ultimate Team, you do this. You play you literally just pick up the game, select your teams, bang, you're in.
Have you always been FIFA? Were you ever a Pro Evo person?
We played Pro Evo for same with PlayStation, Xbox. We had played Xbox for a year, and my brother was like, "We're moving back to PlayStation." And I felt kind of the same. I was like, "Yeah, I'll go back."
See, I've always been PlayStation, and I bought an Xbox, and I've got to be honest, I do use the Xbox more.
Right.
But that's purely, I think, for the fact of I got Xbox Game Pass.
The 360, I just didn't like the controller. Very chunky.
I don't mind I prefer the Xbox One controller.
Yes, yeah,
definitely.
that was an improvement.
A lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
And there's something about the Xbox One that when I'm holding a PlayStation controller, I don't feel it's big enough in my hand, but I've got fat hands. But
you think the PlayStation controller?
I find the PlayStation controller incredibly
the PS5
smaller
one is,
compared to an Xbox.
The PS5 controller,
it's chunkier, isn't it?
It's lovely.
So
it's the best controller.
It could well be. Yeah, it could well be that I end up going that way.
PS4 and 3. Well, 4 was
Small, I
better,
find them small.
but 3 was like the PlayStation 1. Yeah, like the NES controller. You think like you're going to jam your thumb.
I thought I was going to break it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think they charge very well. I think I used to spend most of the time.
PS5 controller, PS5, I love the console, but it doesn't hold its charge very well.
I know
the PS3 holds it.
Yeah,
better.
I know a load of people with their Xbox ones who take out the AA batteries and put the thing in there for the cradle.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I get about an hour out of it, so I threw that away and just carried on.
Like a drawer which loads battery. You can actually get them on them charging packs. You,
sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I know people who swear by them and people go, I'll use the
Well, because then it would just come on the top right corner, please reconnect controller.
Turn the battery around, try it again for another 5 minutes. But F, Formula 1, which we've said about. I love Formula 1 games.
I don't play racing games, but obviously on television, I love
Formula 1. I love Formula 1. But
late to the party. I only started properly watching Formula 1 July last year.
Really?
And literally, I'm obsessed with it now.
Really?
I watch every qualifying. Well, obviously, we're talking now, and it's Saturday 3:21, and the sprint race.
Oh yeah, where are we?
Belgium.
We're in Hungary last. Oh, Belgium.
Yeah, Hungary last week. You're right.
Yeah. Who are you going for?
Well, obviously, I don't this is what me and my brother talk about. I don't ever look now at the first place. So I just know it's going to be Verstappen because the car's just a joke. So I always look to see who's going to be in the top 3. And that's it brings me more joy. Can Hamilton get in that top 3? Will Lando and Piastri for McLaren be in that top 2 and 3? But there's no one really George Russell's my favourite. I like George Russell. I think.
I like Lando.
Yeah. He's got a bit of a cheeky.
I used to love how him and Carlos were. before.
Okay,
I
yeah.
used to love that, and I liked the way they bounced. But yeah, I'd like Lando to do a hell of a lot better than he's doing.
But McLaren's car looks like over the recent couple of races looks much better.
Getting there, isn't it?
It looks like slightly better than the Mercedes at the moment, but like looks much better than the Aston. The Aston Martin's gone well down. Like at the start of this season, Aston Martin, like Alonso was like
when they first started with Alonso, I thought they were like. I thought
it like reignited.
Yeah, I thought they'd be like between Red Bull and Merc and Ferrari and that, but they've panned back a bit, haven't they? I'd like. It's nice to see what happens with Danny Rick now. Now he's.
Oh yeah, I just don't like what they've done to Nick de Vries. Like
it's a bit cut and shut, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit like you're not doing it, you're not cutting it, but then. Danny Rick yesterday doesn't even get out of Q1, so...
The other thing as well, it kind of like I know they've always said it's a cutthroat sport, but a year contract ain't a year contract then if you're just going to check someone out like that.
I thought it was a bit
cheeky. But Formula 1, waking up in the middle of the night to watch a race with Murray Walker commentating when I was a kid is part of my childhood memories, So Formula 1 with me, watching Mansell win all the way through early 90s, things with Senna.
These are like names I know, but I haven't watched because I've only been watching a year.
Yeah, and watching Hamilton come up and win with like
at home, like James and Dad would like watch it like every weekend. I was like, no, I'm not interested. No, I'm interested.
Really?
And then literally just one little thing.
Yeah.
It was because we were.
Can you pinpoint it? What was it?
Yeah, we were on holiday, and you know when you're on holiday, like you're in Spain, and you got like nothing on your phone. There's nothing on, and it was like I knew qualifying was going to be on. I thought go in a bar and watch qualifying, and I got so hooked on it. Yeah. And I think I can't remember, but it was either Russell or Hamilton was top to start the race, and I was like, come on! I was so excited. So
what's this? 2019.
Oh, 2022.
Oh, sorry, you mean with McLaren? He wouldn't have been with Williams. Yeah.
No, this is Mercedes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't wait for this race. And I watched the race and I was just so into it. And at one point, Hamilton was like, he went past Verstappen.
It's addictive, isn't it?
And I was like, come on.
Yeah, it's addictive.
But I feel like what ruins it a little bit is the DRS. Like, because you can go past someone.
Yeah.
And then they get DRS to then and you don't.
So it depends on how long the actual straight is for you to actually take that.
The Red Bull just kills it on the straights like all the time. Like so.
There's no. I really would. I know it never happened, but I'd love just to see that car replicated about 20 times
and just see who the best.
Everybody sit in it. Go.
Yeah, because it's not just like. Oh, if everyone had the same car, it would just be the best driver. No, it's like the tactics they deploy, it's what tyres they put them on, it's when they bring them into the pit, how good the pit changes.
There is a whole load of tactics.
How they work their tyres.
You look through, you watch some old races, especially where it pisses it down, and you will find there is an amazing amount of drivers who are pissed off, people who have been sacked, and that because they made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Purely
and there are some racers who can't race in rain.
I think
they're shitting.
Red Bull, Daniel Ricciardo, Monaco 3-4 years ago.
Right. Okay.
I think it might have even been before COVID. It might have been the year before COVID, and they ruined it for him on a pit stop. Right. He should have won, and he came second. Right. They ruined it for him. And that. To be fair,
the pit stops for me, like as I'm an outsider to Formula 1, even though I have watched it for a year. But quickly, like 2.3 seconds, sometimes 2 on the dot seconds to change 4 tyres and put them back in again.
I remember, who was it? Was it Barrichello? Might have been Massa. But he was driving for Ferrari, and they were in the pit stop. That could have actually been was it Monza? Could have been Monaco. Don't know either. But pit stop, and that was back when they had to refuel.
Okay.
And I remember him just going. Ripping the nozzle off the end, carrying the thing down the pit lane, and the whole thing bursting into flames. That's a pit stop. Yeah. Again, a lot of the amount of crashes in the pit lane and that it's all tactical. It's not just down to who's heaviest on the right.
And sometimes it's like when there's a safety car or a virtual safety car, they put him in. They put him in. Yeah. Like if you've literally just about to come up to the pit, put him in now. Put him on some fresh tyres.
Yeah. But again, I think that's where all the thing came. Where were we? We were in Was it Abu Dhabi? That last one where we had the safety car where...
it fucked Hamilton.
And buggered Hamilton up. Yeah. Again, it depends on how you're reading the rules. And for something that's so technical, how those rules are not cut and shut, black and white, simple as, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
think anybody knows how they haven't been sorted. I think they've been sorted now.
Mm.
But anyway, Formula One.
And
And of course, Forza.
Another
if you're
racing.
Italian. Yeah, Forza.
Xbox, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're Xbox, it's Forza. If you're PlayStation, it's Gran Turismo.
Yep.
I have both, so I'm both. I don't care. It's something I have come to grips with. Far Cry. You ever played Far Cry?
Oh, it's the guy with like the gun.
Yeah, I think we're on number 6 at the moment.
Well, it's got the guy who plays. Oh God, what's his name? Moff Gideon in Mandalorian.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He's also in not The Walking Dead, Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the actor, which is really bad.
Bearded guy with the bald head, isn't it?
Yeah. God.
And Better Call. Is it Better Call?
Yeah, he's in that as well. I think he's in both.
I can't remember what his name is.
Good luck pronouncing that.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, he's only 65. Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
he looks 65.
No, he looks older, doesn't he? Do you think? I don't know.
I think I look that good when I'm 65.
Yeah. He looks. Yeah. It's a weird one, isn't it? I don't know if he looks older or younger.
I don't
know if
I look that good when I'm that age.
If I watch him in Breaking Bad / Better Call Saul, he looks really young. But then in like Mandalorian, he looks like maybe they made him look old because he's like a general from.
He is a general with experience, isn't he?
Any other games for F?
Right, F. We cannot go through F without. Have you ever played Fable?
No.
No, neither have I. Talking about, there's one that I was going to mention because you said about Resident Evil, and I don't know how you are with Silent Hill and all that kind of thing.
I like Silent Hill as well.
You ever played Forbidden Siren?
No.
Forbidden Siren is another Japanesey kind of on legend built game.
Right.
Where basically there's a tidal wave of blood and all hell breaks loose.
Okay.
Play it.
Right.
You can thank me later. Play that. If you can find a copy of it, do it. 2 things I couldn't not do for F. Fallout.
Yeah, the Fallout games. I've been told Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas is like really good.
New Vegas is brilliant. 4 is good.
Is it made by the same people that made Skyrim? Bethesda.
Bethesda,
yeah. So Bethesda made Skyrim. You ain't played it.
Yeah, I know. Bethesda do a lot of the Star Trek stuff
Bethesda
as well, and yeah.
Bethesda Skyrim.
So thank you, Bethesda, for that.
Yeah, yes. Bethesda made Skyrim. So have you not played Skyrim? Like, leave this house and go and play Skyrim.
Do it now. I'll be back in a minute. Right. And the other one, of course, Final Fantasy. I'm going to say 7 because everybody loves 7.
Not played any of them.
Get out. Even though it's your house.
Yeah. Get out and then come back in immediately.
Go around the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just see me through that bit there. Hello.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 7, probably everyone's favourite for being beaten to death with a house with arms.
Right.
Yeah, there's a section that I remember an ex playing it at the time and watching it and going, what on earth are you doing? But another one, and it's another one of those things where it is the sum of every part. The story, the graphics at the time. I mean, it's about 3 discs long for PS1. It's a huge game.
Yeah, because I know Resident Evil's over 2 discs.
Yeah, it's a huge game.
Yeah.
Even to the point now, but when they got to 13, I think they did 13 in 2 parts on Xbox 360 discs. So it's a huge game. I've got 7, 9, 10, 13.
How many are there?
I think we've just got up to 16, 17.
Bloody hell.
Something like that. I don't know for sure. But yeah, they were big games even back then. And there's something about them. As I said, but play one. If you play anyone, play set. I think they've remastered it. Right. Give it a go or have a look.
Do I have to have played the other ones?
No.
Oh, right, they're all separate.
Yeah, no. I mean, even if you followed all of them, I swear there's stuff in there that you won't even know what you're doing anyway. I don't think it matters.
Okay.
But play it. I think they redid it slightly and put it on that PlayStation reissue. You know, when they gave you the small console?
Okay.
I think it's one of the games that's on there preloaded.
Right, okay.
I think.
Final Fantasy 7. It was originally on the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play on PS4, so I assume it's on the PS5. It's got
to be on there then.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But yeah, so yeah, that one, that's the one that everybody mentions. A couple of them are not as good, but again, exactly like we were talking before, if you hadn't have had 7 of them, played some of the ones that after they were a bit crappy,
You stick
if it weren't for 7, you'd still think it was probably good anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those, if you ever get a chance to have a go at them, again, it's all the things, quite cinematic, there's a storyline to it and whatnot, but see what you reckon. Oh, and the other one I was going to say that was actually one of my top ones, Fear. Have you ever played Fear?
No.
Oh, there's 3 of them. One of the games, play in the dark.
Fear.
Play in the dark, crawl down a set of ladders, look up, see the ghost of a child, look back down, and it's gone. Absolutely
Shit your pants.
poo yourself. Yeah. It's brilliant.
Okay. Fair enough.
There's an origin to it, and it's really good. You like Resident? Try that. See what you reckon. Play with your brain. It's brilliant. Yes. G.
Well, we've spoken about Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. God, I love that game. The hours I've spent on that game trying to get a Nissan Micra around the track is a waste of life, really. But I loved it. It was great fun. Absolute great fun. Now, I've got a couple here that I'm going to ask if you... Again, looking through bits and bobs while I was looking for who made what and everything, did you know there was a 2021 game called Greg Simulator?
No.
Yeah.
Well, like the sausage roll.
Yeah.
Greg's.
Yeah.
Greg Simulator. Greg.
2021 it came out. I've no idea what it's on. I've no idea if it actually got made.
There is a game. I think it's just
I'll review.
It's just a computer game, like actually on like Google. Like it's not like on a console.
So the greatest Sims are in the G section. So Greg Simulator, Goat Simulator.
Oh my god!
See?
It looks like an 80s game.
Yeah.
You go up to a counter and literally buy a Greg's.
Yeah.
God almighty. What people will do.
Yeah. So Gran Turismo, I think for me was it was an advert in a mag. I think it might have been PlayStation Now mag at the time.
Right. Yeah.
And it was like, if you're a car fan, you need to buy this game. So I went and bought it and loved it, and have bought every one since. And I think that might actually be one of the franchises of mine, like you with Resident Evil, probably, where no matter what they put out, you'll play it.
Yeah. Now that I've joined the party, I look at all the other games and think, this one ain't going to be bad, is it? Like, there are ones that are better than others, obviously.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah. I mean,
that happens with every franchise of games.
No franchise is filled with absolute.
They're not
bangers.
all masterpiece, no.
But again, I think a lot.
But if they are, they know when to stop.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever played Goat Simulator? Have you ever been tempted to play Goat Simulator? No. Why not?
Because I don't think, goats. That's a bit of me, yeah. No, I haven't played Goat Simulator, no. I can't believe you even wrote Goat Simulator down.
That would be so good. Oh, yeah. That's the first thing I think of goats.
No. My G's, obviously, I Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Obviously. What's your favourite Grand Theft Auto game? Have you played a lot of them?
Right. Again, it's a reminisce when you're looking at, like, we had 1, 2, 3, didn't we?
Yeah.
Then we had Vice City. Then we went San Andreas.
Yeah.
And I would probably say it was Vice City and San Andreas. And I remember my mate Spooner, bless him, he had the box set of the music of all the radio stations that you had. And the soundtrack.
Have you played GTA 5?
No.
Best soundtrack.
Really?
Non-stop Pop FM literally has so many bangers on it.
Oh, right. I might have to have a look to see. But again, that was that then. Where another thing where the game itself went beyond being a game.
Yeah, I think it's
you
like
could get the soundtracks, the CDs.
A cult classic.
Yeah, you could. Everybody had played it or heard of it.
I think a lot of people, if you ask like just the random Joe, not like gaming guys like me and you, if you went, what's your top 5 video games? Every one of them's going to put GTA San Andreas or GTA 5.
Yeah.
They're going to put that in
Vice City, one of the two.
Like me personally, it's Vice City.
I loved Vice City. Vice City was...
Just remind me of like Scarface.
Was Vice City the one where you had that whopping great run-up and everybody tried to do the jump over the water and you landed up on a helicopter or something?
I think there is.
There's that one, isn't
there? I do recall there. It's like a patch of grass.
Yeah, you could nick a taxi and go flying through the air and try and land on an Apache.
Right.
Something like that.
But yeah, all of them games, like, all of them have their own... You want to go back and play them.
Yeah.
Like the replayability.
Yeah.
Them. Like, more so the storyline in some games than others. Like GTA 4 and 5 and like, I think the storyline is far superior to like San Andreas. But San Andreas just had so much to do in the game.
It's a really filled game. When you're actually playing it, you don't realise it, but it's one of those games where if you're actually doing it as a tick list of what to do, there's an incredible amount to do in the game. And it ain't... I wouldn't say it's a difficult game.
No. Well, the Grand Theft
it's just full.
Obviously, you got cheats. And
it's just full.
That's what a lot of people remember from their childhoods, like getting the magazine, seeing the cheat menu, go, flying cars, and or jetpack, or
infinite
double
money.
Guns.
Now, I've got a couple of... Have you ever played God of War? No, I haven't. So, anybody?
I think there's going to be a lot of pissed off people that are like, God.
Yeah.
God of War, you got to
come in. Because I haven't got a clue about that. No. I've only got infinite amount of time every day, you know. Retro.
I've got one that's
Go for it.
The first game I ever played. And
Go for it.
I started off well. GoldenEye.
That's on mine. Yeah, that's my top one. N64.
GoldenEye on the N64.
What a game!
Right.
It was running around with their heads bigger than...
Yeah, big head. Yeah. I think it's called like DK or something like that. I think it's called. Actually, when I basically got like loads of games in one of my episodes. It was actually like a video like this, not on like playing it. Yeah. And I went like this and showed the game. And it's the cartridge of the N64. And that game, like I remember going around my uncle's, like you with your scenario with your aunt and uncle, going upstairs and just like one of them tellies where you press the button and went boom, like all the freaking static
bulb,
came out of
the
it.
bulb, the tube warms up and everything proper,
And it was just that first mission, and even the loading screen, like the music for that, like you're like, oh, this is sick.
But I have that. I think I put it on Facebook when I was on there, where basically the start up of the PlayStation, where it does the and the logo comes up, like that brings back such memories for me. But again, this GoldenEye
for me though, the PS2 loading is more my memory because and then when it was like go all red and the disc is fucked, you're like, oh no,
it's gone horribly wrong. I remember people with their PlayStation 2 when they were chunky. Like before everything had a slimline version 3 years later. We don't need that, we don't need that, we don't need that. You're like, it's half the size. Why don't you need it now but you needed it before?
Yeah.
I remember, like, my mate Matt, his brother would have a PlayStation 2 with two fans pointing at it with the cover off. It was like beyond flames or something like that. He'd be like, I don't know, PC people. My uncle had like a computer with two desk fans pointing at the thing, keeping it cool. And it'd be like, Jesus. But GoldenEye, I remember being
my favourite first-person shooter. I know, obviously, Call of Duty's probably the most played one.
And again, it wasn't my brother this time. It was my mate Marv.
What game?
He had it, and we would play it around his constant.
What game do you think redefined at the time of it coming out? Redefined first-person shooters more? Do you think Doom or GoldenEye?
I think both, depending on what you were.
Right.
If you were a PC gamer, you go Doom.
Yeah.
If you were a console gamer, you go GoldenEye.
I just think the controller for the N64 was built for GoldenEye. The trigger underneath. It was underneath.
It's the first one that had a trigger underneath.
And it's the best one. Yeah. Like they actually made GoldenEye for the Xbox Series X, like remastered.
Because that middle one. But I know the PlayStation 2 had the bump and that.
But I can't play GoldenEye with a controller where it's like trigger, like aim, trigger.
Yeah.
Like, I have to have it like that now.
Yeah.
I have to have it like that. I can't play... How did you hold the N64? It's a weird one, isn't it? Like, sometimes a bit like that.
Yeah, sometimes you could do either or, but I prefer like that. Yeah.
Weird.
But Gold... I think... I say horrible things about the N64. I will be honest. It's one of those consoles where I'm like, I don't think... It's like a lot... It's at the top of my list of consoles that they could have done so much with.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Saturn, look at the GameCube,
PlayStation 1.
You look at all of those consoles that really should have had a longer life, and they didn't, because they weren't the Dreamcast, because they weren't...
But they wanted the next thing, didn't they?
It got to the point where everybody was comfortable with the Mega Drive. It went on for yonks.
Yeah.
They put the Genesis in the top, and it looked like a slow cooker by the end of it, but...
Or a toilet.
Yeah. And you had these... I mean, I think... Someone said to me...
sorry, you're the side by side. I mean,
they did. You could put them in a cartridge.
They were saying like 32X.
Yeah, 32-bit one, and then everything. But no one was sitting there in those days going, "I can't wait for the PS2," because no one knew at the time of the PlayStation if there would be a PS2. No one knew that there was. I mean, everybody The Sega.
I think that came in 2002. So they did have a bit of a life.
Yeah, it had a hell of a
No, I think it was 2001.
Bearing in mind, PlayStation 2 support. PlayStation 2 support only stopped 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it weren't long ago.
Well, there is I literally, this time last week, had bought 2 PlayStation 2 games just to play.
Just to play. Because the single-player games on are very playable.
Going back to the C's, CEX deserves a...
CEX, God bless you, CEX.
Yeah.
For retro gamers and everything.
Game dropped the ball and CEX picked it up and ran with it.
And ran with it really well. Although, I've got to be honest, Phantasy Star 4, 140 quid.
Yeah. I know we're not on the S's. Simpsons Hit and Run. £20.
What a game!
£20.
We're going to come across a couple that I bought from CEX, and I will say I will always praise them. To be fair, because there's no other bugger doing it. So,
I love things from CEX.
Going back to G,
did you want another drink, mate?
I might do. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on.
Golden Axe.
Axe.
God, that game was one of those games where I could play it.
IPA, bit of an advertisement in there.
Yeah. I'm old. Golden Axe, and another 2 that I'm going to mention. I'm going to tie into a little bit actually.
Right.
First one for G for honourable mention. Gears of War, like Assassin's Creed.
Xbox again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not really. I didn't.
But
play
again, a franchise that's came from nowhere and built this fan base.
Right. Okay.
Again, people have tattoos, people wear clothing of it, and
I've seen clothing of it,
and it's become another one of those modern, more than just the game thing.
Yeah.
I played the first one, liked it. I wouldn't say I'm an all-out Gears nut, but I enjoy the games. And the other one that I'm going to tie you into, not so much for it, but you'll see what I mean in a minute.
That's right.
Guitar Hero.
Never owned it, but I played it.
Now, I know
it's a bit niche.
It's very niche. But, to be fair, it has made, possibly in that era, more guitarists pick up a guitar, a real guitar, and go, Christ, I can hit buttons that quick. You've got people who have never played a guitar before, going through playing Dragon Force through the Fire and Flames on difficult, going like that, going, well, pick up a real guitar.
That's Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah, give it a go. And I think that's quite possibly, whereas maybe, I don't know, Van Halen in the 80s or Led Zeppelin in the 70s made people pick up guitars. Guitar Hero at the time, there were people just doing that, going, maybe I could do this for real. And picked up an acoustic and now sing Wonderwall at an open mic night.
Am I chatting shit here, or is it that you can actually play games off the guitar, like other games?
Because of the controls on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you actually have controls that mean X, circle,
so can you play like other games with the guitar?
Yeah,
you can.
You can. I haven't tried it, but I believe you can.
Yeah, I think you can as well. Obviously, I've never tried it myself like you.
But now, here's the next thing that I was going to tie into you.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you buy a Formula 1 game and qualify? You like qualifying, and you're not a car game person, but you like Formula 1, so surely a Formula 1 game and you doing qualifying would be your route into it.
Yeah, true.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the other way round to the guitar thing. But
yes. Yeah. It's like you like a band, but you don't want to play a game where you actually are in the band.
Yeah. So it's worth a try. It's always worth a try. But yeah, they're my ones. Gears and Guitar Hero for honourable mention.
Is that your G's?
That's my G.
H. I've got 2.
What you got?
Hogwarts Legacy for Harry Potter.
I've never played it. My
came out this year.
Kids want it.
It's amazing. It's open world Harry Potter. It's the best Harry Potter game.
Yeah?
Yeah. Harry Potter hasn't been blessed with video games. Like the first one on the PS1, awful graphics,
shocking,
good gameplay.
I have seen it.
Harry Potter 2 Chamber of Secrets on PS2, really good game. Then after that, but there are other games which I'll get to later when we get to a different letter. But yeah, Hogwarts Legacy, fantastic. You pick your house, you make your character, good storyline, some side quests that. Like
so you pick your house. You don't answer questions in the house.
Oh, you do. Yeah, but you can choose to play FU. Basically,
fuck the hat.
Fuck you, man. I want to be in Slytherin, alright?
You'd be really good, you know. Fuck off, hat. Yeah. I want to go
there. Basically, that is the case. And then the other game I've got is House of the Dead.
Yes.
I, as a kid...
Hours at Festival Leisure.
Yes, yeah.
House of the Dead free. Well, the amount of pound coins I have gone through.
Walton, everywhere.
Yeah.
Southend.
Yeah.
I would literally, anywhere we went as a family, because like there was a period of time, like as a family, we used to just go like more so UK-based holidays, like during the 60s holidays.
Same.
So we did a lot of like Clacton, Walton. Yeah. Everywhere we went, it was literally, or like Haven holiday camps.
Yeah, same here. I adore them.
You know, and you're just like, you're in an arcade and you think, look at that, look at that thing. And it was a bit unique because there's another game called Time Crisis.
I think there's going to be a lot more of that this year. I think a lot more through COVID. A lot of people started to explore the UK, like what was on their doorstep.
Yeah.
But now, with everything that's happening out there as well, where everything's on fire, unfortunately.
And not just through COVID, it's like financially,
it's
a war.
Yeah, and then all of that. So it's changing times.
Yeah. But with House of the Dead, there's also like game. I've put Time Crisis for the team.
Yeah, I've got that in T. Yeah,
but like House of the Dead for me was a bit different because it's a weird thing to say, but like when you reload, you have to shoot off.
Yeah, you shoot off
Time Crisis. It's a step.
It's a step.
Yeah. So when I was playing that as a kid, I'd be like, first 6 bullets, great. Yeah. And it's like reload. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, so I'm just getting hit all the time, and I'd lose. So I was like, but then when you get older, you're like, oh, I'm supposed to.
It's really. I mean, did you ever get to the point with console gaming at home where you bought one of the? Was it G-Con? Was it one of the guns?
Yeah, light guns.
Yeah, did you get
G-Cons? No,
I've never had one.
If you try and buy one now, chances are A, the telly you're using it on ain't going to work, or B, the gun's in too much of a bad quality.
The sensor's gone in the trigger.
The best thing to do, if you've got just a shit ton of money, is to buy the actual
arcade game.
Yeah, and they sell on eBay for like $1,000 or whatever. But where the hell are you putting it though? Like,
who cares? I've got Time Crisis now.
yeah, I'm putting it in my house.
Yeah, man cave. That's a man cave.
But they were my two H's: Hogwarts Legacy and House of the Dead. The first game was good.
Hogwarts Legacy is exactly like we were saying before, with the Dead Space reissue.
A lot of money.
50 odd quid for a game, which now at the moment, I mean, bearing in mind, dried chicken's £12.50 for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
It depends on if you want to eat for a week, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. Or if you like chicken.
Yeah. If you don't like chicken, and buy it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
The ones I've got are a bit of flashback. Hogs of War.
No, I'm guessing it's to do with some sort of pig.
Yeah. So imagine Worms, but 3D with pigs.
Okay.
And the voices were done by Rick Mail. Right. So it's hilarious. And me and my brother spent hours playing that game and adored it. Another one, CEX, where you go in there, it'd be about 20-30 quid.
Jesus.
It's a hell of a game, but brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You ever played Hitman?
No.
This is if anybody's played Hitman, let us know.
I literally played it for about all of 5 minutes a couple of weeks ago around my cousin's, because he's a computer gamer.
Yeah.
And he literally loaded it up, and it does look pretty good.
It
looks like John Wick video
but
game.
I've never had a chance to really go for it.
It's a bit like John Wick video game, but yeah, I've not really played it.
Yeah, Hitman and...
I know what he looks like, obviously, bald-headed, red tie.
Yeah. Half-Life. You ever play Half-Life?
No, I think that was Xbox. So.
Now it is a game of back then, because in actual fact the first one come out, and I think it's about a guy who can't talk. So the actual story is played out around you in the things that you see.
Right. Okay.
That's the first one, and then the second one really kicked off because the first one was really, really good.
Right.
But they did that as well with, I think they did a Half-Life 2, and then they did Half-Life Episode 1, Episode 2, 2.1, 2.2.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know that is exactly as you're saying, it was on Xbox. It came out as the episodes anyway, it came out first part. They did a disc called The Orange Box.
Yes.
And the Orange Box had that Portal, which I adore. Brilliant game.
Is that on your Ps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in episode 26.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I wanted to mention, H, not that I've had a real chance to play it, but I have downloaded it. Halo.
Another Xbox game, though.
Yeah.
For me,
now,
so I've obviously heard of Halo.
Yeah, Halo.
You can't not be a fan of video games and not have heard of Halo.
But if you're the PS route, you wouldn't have touched it. So there are loads of different ways of getting onto Halo. They've just done the Master Chief Collection, which is, I think, the first 3 or 4 games.
Right.
But you're looking at about 120 gig. It's huge. It's huge. If you've only got like 500 gig,
yeah, but you can get
external.
I've got a
and lob it on
hard
there
drive. Yeah.
and work your way through them. My brother's played them, loves them. I know a lot of people who've played them and love them. So that's on my downloaded, waiting for a rainy day chance to play.
Or another pandemic.
Yeah. Which, hopefully won't happen.
You're more likely to have the rainy day.
Yeah, I think it'd be, So, yeah. But, yeah, they're my H's.
I haven't got anything for I.
I have one for I, and I love it. There's a brilliant game, Injustice. Gods Amongst Us.
Why do I feel like that's something to do with like superheroes?
It is.
It is to do with superheroes.
There is a second one out, which that's good. But number one is the one.
It's DC.
Yes.
DC or Marvel?
DC.
Good answer. Batman's the best.
Yeah. Again, it depends. Now, my earliest memories of
Joker
being a kid,
or Darth Vader is the best villain.
Oh. I like them both for separate reasons. Darth Vader I like because if you actually run through the stories, Revenge of the Sith, he goes for Padme, and he, when he says, "Where's Padme?" and she goes, "You killed her," in a rage. Yeah. He's twisted. He twists him. Yeah. So you've got to kind of look at it as, is really Darth... Like all good baddies in any films, he thinks he's doing right.
They have a turning point moment.
He thinks he's doing right.
Yeah.
It's like Khan in Star Trek. He's trying to save his people.
Yeah.
You made us these super people. It ain't our fault we're shit because you made us this way.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. So Palpatine twists Vader.
Yeah. And he was twisting him as Anakin.
Anyway. Yeah. So he was already twisting him anyway. So and then when you finally reach that point where he starts killing the Jedilings, whatever they're called, younglings, and you kind of go, oh shit, this is getting dark. Mm. And then it finally happens, and he rises up, and you go no, and everything like that, and you're like, it's complete. But there's a good story that goes with it. Yeah. And at the end, spoilers, and when he picks up Palpatine in the Death Star, throws him off and tells Luke, go. Yeah. Just go. And Luke says, no, I'm not. It's okay. I mean, it's a big family thing in space, let's be honest.
It's a soap opera in space. It's a soap opera. I think that's what George Lucas always said it was going to be as well.
When you look at it like that, it's a brilliant character. Mm. When you look at
The Joker, it's more complex. Because depending on which route you go, there's a lot of people who go, Jack Nicholson, what a Joker. Oh, right, okay.
There's a lot, if you're looking at it how it's written in the graphic novel, sorry, he kills Harley Quinn by sending her up to the moon. He sends her off.
Right.
And in the comics, graphic novels, he actually learns that he's going to die. So he, up until that point in the graphic novels, he's always doing little misdemeanors. He gets other people to do his bidding for him, things like that. And he's always behind. It's almost like the Master with Doctor Who. Yeah. It was always like about 2-3 episodes in, and then you'd find it was the Master.
Yeah, or the Godfather.
Yeah, it's like season 10, but when John Pertwee was the Doctor in the 70s for Doctor Who, he's kept on Earth. The TARDIS can't materialise anywhere else. He's earthbound. Yeah. And it's all the Master. And it's all the Master. He becomes his Moriarty to his Sherlock Holmes kind of thing. Yeah. So with the Joker is very much Batman's Moriarty.
Yeah.
Other than finding the people who...
One can't live without the other.
Yeah. And then what happens is that I think it's called Last Laugh is the graphic novel. But Joker learns that he's going to die.
Right.
And so he ups his game. And I won't spoil it, but that's what happens.
Okay.
And Joker learns that now he has finite time.
So, who's your favourite? So
I would probably say.
Let's go.
I would probably say, depending on if you're looking at it as a character or a story thing, character Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Story Joker.
Oh, I agree with that. Yeah. And who's the best portrayal of the Joker? including Joaquin Phoenix's Joker in that as well.
Yeah, that's a good film.
That is a good film.
That's a brilliant film. If you ever watch purely for storytelling of a character, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. And a performance from him as well.
He plays it really well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I would go because again, if you like the character, depending on how old, no matter how old you are, watch some of the animated stuff because there have been people who have played it. Brent Spiner's played him.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill has
Mark
played
Hamill's
him.
done the voice. Yeah.
Mark Hamill is probably the
voice.
Animated Joker.
Yeah.
I will probably go Jack Nicholson because I love those old films.
Yeah.
I think those films, they are very much
Tim Burton's Batman.
It's a Tim Burton film. I mean, both of those ones, Batman and Batman Returns, are very dark.
What one do you prefer them to?
Returns. The way it's played is brilliantly. There's a little bit of comiciness to the first one, but the second one I think is just pure dark, which is how it should be. Batman is a renegade. He wants not so much revenge for his parents, but he doesn't want it to happen again, I suppose, if you like. And
he's dealing with very dark people.
It's a dark character. It needs to be a dark story. So that Returns, I think, it's spot on. But Jack Nicholson for me, followed by Hamill for. Yeah. But I mean, and all that kicked off for me really with the music, which is Danny Elfman for 1988, 89, which got me into Prince as well because he does a cover.
89.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody remembers the old 60s series, which again I liked for different reasons. And
Adam West.
Yeah. So Now,
so is that the only one you had for? Is that the only one you had for I?
That's the only one I had for I.
I've only got one for J.
Oh, what you got?
Jurassic Park on the Sega Mega Drive.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you tried building the park on any other thing? Evolution or anything like that? So I too have Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But, and again, this is going back to the phone thing. They did it where you could build the park.
Okay.
On your phone in real time.
So like a more current game?
A more current game, but again, I wouldn't know if you'd have liked it because it is building and watching it build and that kind of thing. So a SimCity Jurassic Park edition, if you will.
Yeah.
But and then the dinosaurs escape and start eating people. It's great.
Fair play.
But Just Cause. You ever played that?
No, I've heard of it. Just Cause.
Your search engine is going to be filled with...
Yeah. Oh, I recognise the vote, but I wouldn't be able to say, I played that.
It's a Square Enix thing. I think the new one is, anyway.
Yeah, but no, I think they all are, by the looks of it. Yeah, Square Enix,
Yeah.
No, I haven't played them, no.
I haven't. I just wondered if you had... The other thing as well is, back to when I had a PC that worked, Jedi Knight.
I've heard of it.
Absolutely adore Jedi Knight. Jedi Outcasts. I loved that game. I think I even had a demo of it that came on one of the PC... I think it was PC Gamer magazine did a demo of it as a disc.
Demo discs.
Yeah, back to when you could do demo discs.
Demo discs.
And it had something like the first 3 levels in a real rough form.
Right, okay.
And you start up, you wake up in the bar, and the first thing you do is loads up and everything, and then straight away you
Cantina.
Yeah. And I was like,
Precisely Cantina.
It's a Star Wars game then.
Cantina band.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Family Guy with the Star Wars?
Play the same song.
Yeah. Right, so what do you want? Play that same song again. Okay.
But Jedi Knight, and again, it reminds me of coming back from school, firing up the computer, doing my homework or whatever I was doing when I did homework, and then afterwards playing Jedi Knight.
Yeah. Fair play.
But K.
I've got none, but I've got a mention.
Go on.
I've never played the game at all. Kingdom Hearts.
Same here. I've never played it,
but
I've never
apparently
played it.
Everyone
it's
goes for
huge.
it. Yeah,
it's huge. If anybody has any idea,
I don't know.
I know it's about.
I know, isn't there Disney characters in it?
I think it's everything. I think there's Disney characters. I think there's characters from other franchises. I think there's a whole... Because I remember...
Is it Pokemon Winnie the fucking Pooh's in it?
Winnie the fucking Pooh is in it.
Yeah, look. Oh, I love Winnie the Pooh. I love the Winnie the Pooh memes. They're so good.
the level of your franchise if it's got Winnie the fucking Pooh in it.
Oh, come on.
He'll text me one day, they've done Resident Evil and there's Winnie the Did you see that film, Blood and Honey? There's a horror film for Winnie the Pooh. I think it's called Blood and Honey, where basically it goes berserk.
I've actually got something to show you. Whilst we're on the topic of Winnie the Pooh, someone put Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if it will come up on Google Images.
Denied.
Yeah, but whilst that tries to load, San Andreas. Yeah, but basically someone put him in San Andreas. It's hilarious. Why is this not searching? Here we go. Right. So there's a scene in GTA San Andreas where CJ, like the main character plays, there's a guy coming. He's in a room and the guy doesn't know he's there, and it's that Big Smoke. Yeah. Yeah, and he comes in with a baseball bat. Where they've changed Big Smoke to Winnie the Pooh, and it's amazing. Yeah, look, even on the first thing, look, Big Smoke, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, bugger. Brilliant. But no, Kingdom Hearts. I don't know anybody who has played it. There must be somebody out there, surely. But the other one for me for K was Killzone, which was PlayStation.
Blue. No, not blue. Yellow.
Red Eyes.
With an eye thing. Oh, no. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of a different game.
I think it's set in like the 24th century from memory serves.
What game was I thinking of?
Brilliant game.
It's like a yellow face with like an eye, like piece of the mask or whatever he's wearing that. A yellow with black. I think we might have spoke about it already. It's like a shooter game. Possibly.
You know, black, isn't that the front of BioShock?
No, BioShock's the drill. The big daddy. With a little sister on his shoulder blade.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I had for K.
Okay. L's. I've got 2 L's.
What you got?
I've got something that we were talking about earlier with Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
The Lego games.
Yeah, I've got
Lego games?
I've got Lego. So I have got Indiana Jones Lego.
Right. Yeah.
Which is really good. Which I find really good. I've got the Lego Star Wars ones.
Yeah, brilliant.
Which I think are brilliant.
Yeah.
They are brilliant games.
I bought the PS5 one that came out. I can't remember what it was called, Skywalker Legacy, whatever.
Yeah.
Which had all 9 movies. But the original 2 on PlayStation 2 are the best.
Yeah.
1 and 2. Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah, they're
See,
I've
also got the Jurassic World.
Oh yeah,
Lego game. I've got that on.
They did loads. Did Harry Potter like you know?
I haven't tried them ones, but I've got them. But I think they're quite playable. I think again, going back to what we were talking about at the beginning, I think they're incredibly playable games.
Yeah,
which is
and all ages can play them as well.
All ages, no issues, no crap language in it, and you don't need to really know the films either. It'd be if you don't know the films, it becomes a bit harder.
Yeah,
but you could still do.
The plot is kind of like. Not as important.
No,
them, really.
But it's easily something you could get through and play. I mean, again with the Lego thing, the Lord of the Rings games.
Never played them.
Oh, mate, Battle for Middle Earth 2.
Is this so? Because I know they brought out games for the
films. So they did. They did one. The main 2 where the games really follow the films are Two Towers and. Return of the King. There is a Fellowship game, I think.
Right.
But then they did the War of the Ring. Then they started doing these Battle for Middle Earth, and then they did the other ones. There's a couple of other Middle Earth games that don't so much follow the story of Lord of the Rings, but they're in the same world as. Okay. Which are very, very good.
It's quite a big world.
If you ever get a chance to play them, I think you'd like them. But yeah, with L. The Lord of the Rings game. Now, I've got a couple of. Have you got any honourable mentions or anything?
I've got a game.
Go on, what you got?
Which is probably my top 10 games of all time.
Last of Us.
The Last of Us. Yeah. The Last of Us. The story alone. Naughty Dog smashed out of the park.
Phenomenal, isn't it?
It's like a cinematic game. Like a lot of people don't like the cinematic games. Like they think, it's not really a game. You're just watching cutscenes. But I feel like you're playing as well as.
See, now that shows you how things have changed. Because back in the day when. The scenes in that are in things like Final Fantasy and those kind of things that have those kind of talking bits.
Well, like Resident Evil.
Resident Evil has it. I think Devil May Cry has those kind of things on it, where there is a cinematic element to it, and they make them so in depth. I think it does.
Yeah.
I get if sometimes you want a game that I just want to play the game.
Yeah.
I get that. I do get that, but then you bought the wrong game. Really, if you'd done that. So yeah, a couple of things I was going to mention to you. One of my games for L, Lost Planet. Lost Planet's like they did a Colony edition of the first one, but have a look, see what you reckon. It's my kind of game. There you go.
Oh, Capcom.
Yeah. Third-person shooter.
Okay.
I love it, and there's 3 of them.
Right.
Really, really good.
Fair play.
But again, another one of those where I can sit and play it.
Yeah.
There's no real mega. I don't need to know much about it. I can just get in and play it.
Fair play.
Yeah. But a couple of honourable mentions, and then one I was going to ask you if you ever played Left 4 Dead.
When we had the Xbox, we had a demo of it, so I played like the first couple of. Because it's like a hand, isn't it? With like the second one is like 2 fingers.
2 fingers.
Yeah.
Where's the other one? Yeah.
But yeah, I've not really played. I wouldn't say I've like played until know enough about the story and stuff. But
yeah. A couple of times I've been tempted to play it. I've seen a copy in CEX and thought, oh, I'll get that, and just never had a chance to get it.
Right.
But a couple of other things that I will mention to you. We've only got like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
Lemmings. Did you ever play Lemmings? Lemmings.
No.
So you've got all these little lemmings, and they have to get somewhere. There's an in and an out, pretty much.
Right.
And it's another one of those games that got the 3D treatment.
Okay.
But you have to get them, and if you don't get them across, they start beavering away and moving. You have to contain them.
Okay.
Otherwise, they'll just fuck off
Like
elsewhere in the game. They're just mental. Okay. And then they'll hurl themselves off of cliffs and everything, which I don't think is true, by the way, internet world. I don't think lemmings would naturally want to hurl themselves off of anything. It's just how the game goes, that if you don't control them, they will walk over a cliff.
Right, okay.
Simple as that. And the other one I was going to say, Legend of Zelda.
Never played it.
I had a mate when I was at Curry's, Ryan, who bought a Switch.
Like, there's lots of Zelda games.
There are lots of, but he's bought a Switch, and I think it's that Breath of the Wild.
There was games on N64 as well.
It's beautiful.
It looks, that Breath of the Wild looks beautiful.
It's beautiful. The map is stunningly gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you could walk through it like it's a summer's day and think, I'm not in my bedroom anymore. It's a beautiful, beautiful game.
It is, yeah. It looks...
But again, I remember I think it was the Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance version of it, but it was this earliest memory of this gold foil front.
Yes.
With the
cartridge.
Yeah. And being, I'd like to play that game. And never played it.
Yeah.
Never played it. So I don't know if one day I will, but it's another one of those things where we're used to Star Wars and Star Trek and that, we're used to the world of it. It's another one of those, shit, where do I start?
Yeah,
kind of things.
Yeah.
Because it is a big storyline as well, and of course Zelda.
And Zelda's not even the character you play.
No, Zelda's the bloke. Yeah, Zelda's not the bloke. That's
Zelda is the woman,
princess, isn't it, or whatever it is?
I think she's a princess. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what a legend is.
I don't think there's any point in starting the M's.
No, not yet.
Because we're literally in. I can't believe we've gone into. This is going to be a part 3.
We did say we would go in depth with this.
Yeah, this is.
But the thing is that we know that the last few letters are going to be a game or two.
Yeah.
We know that that's going to be the case. We've got the big things like A, B, C, D, F, G. We know S and T and R
are going to be
M are going to be big ones.
Yeah. I've like in the next video that we do, I've got like at least 6 letters where I don't even have a game.
I can fill them in.
So yeah, but that's all good. But please join us in the next part, which will probably be the last part. I'm not going to say anything because it might not be.
Don't say that.
Yeah, but catch you in part 3.